Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're taking on a genuinely paradoxical stack of sources. We're looking at documents that talk about spiritual evolution, enlightenment, the nature of reality, but they use terminology that sounds like it's straight out of international law.
It is, yeah.
We're talking about concepts like the Emerald Covenant, which uses words like treaty, alliance, and even system recovery.
It's a very technical language, isn't it? And it's applied to what many people would see as, highly esoteric ideas. The real puzzle is why? Why do these deep spiritual theories use terms that sound like political negotiations?
That is the core puzzle we're trying to solve here. And just to be clear, we aren't here to become scholars of ancient names or, memorize dates.
No, not at all.
Our mission today is to decode the underlying structure of these legends. The real goal is to turn this complex lore into immediate, actionable tools for you. Tools to become calmer, more stable, and I think most importantly, more responsible for your own life.
Right. And to ground this, because it can get very conceptual very fast, let's just start with an analogy. Think about why nations sign treaties in the real world.
Okay.
They do it for really three main reasons. First, to stop a conflict, to stop mutual destruction. Second, to set clear rules and protect vital assets. And third, to create a path for coexistence, even if it's an uneasy one.
So when you apply that logic to consciousness, suddenly the word covenant stops sounding so mystical. It starts to sound almost operational.
Immediately.
Yeah.
These myths are suggesting that the evolution of consciousness is not. It's
Right.
not a straight line. It's not guaranteed. The legends talk about periods where knowledge got fragmented, where crucial data suffered distortion.
Warped or misused.
Exactly, warped with destructive intent. And when a system gets that broken to the point of collapse, you need a covenant. It's a protection principle. Think of it like an energetic guardrail to stop the complete destruction of freedom and truth.
So when the source material talks about a treaty, they're not talking about some kind of cosmic favor trading.
No.
They're describing the act of drawing a sacred, non-negotiable line, a line to guarantee the safety of the single most valuable asset there is, the freedom of consciousness.
And before we dive deeper into the story itself, we absolutely have to set up a safety framework. This is critical. We're dealing with advanced, sometimes fantastical concepts, and without the right tools, they can just cause confusion or anxiety.
So we're going to use what we call three-layer thinking, A, B, and C. And we want you to use this every single time you listen to information about these big cosmic themes.
Right.
Layer A is myth. This is the entertainment layer. You listen to the epic struggle, the light and the dark. It's the grand story. It's exciting, but it's just the frame.
Then there's layer B, which is the model. Here, you use the legend as a kind of language, a language to describe these internal, unseen forces inside you.
Fear, ego.
Fear, the ego's drive, your unconscious patterns. It's a symbolic map, but it's really useful for diagnosis.
And then the most important layer, the one that's non-negotiable for us, is layer C, practice.
This is everything.
It is. If the lore, no matter how grand it sounds, can't be translated into an immediate positive physical action in your life right now, then it's just a story.
And that gives us our safety rule. It's simple. If listening to any of this makes you feel fear or anxiety or just totally overwhelmed, you're stuck in layer A or B.
You're stuck in the story or the theory.
Exactly. You must immediately pivot, get back to your breath, ground your body, and look for layer C. Look for the action. This rule is your internal firewall.
Okay, let's use that framework and unpack this legendary conflict. We can map its 5-point structure and think of this less as history and more as a blueprint for that war within the human heart.
Yes. When you see the structure, you stop getting lost in all the strange names and details, and you start seeing the real message. Every cosmic struggle is just metaphor for your own personal sovereignty.
So let's start with element 1, the protected object. In these stories, what is the ultimate asset that the Guardians are fighting to preserve? It's not gold or land.
The sources are absolutely clear on this. It's not physical territory. It's consciousness and truth. The legend basically says, your most valuable possession is your sovereign right to choose your own path and to see reality without manipulation. The whole covenant exists just to protect that single right.
And that immediately puts the responsibility back on us, doesn't it? Because if consciousness is the thing being protected, we have to be so careful with what we feed it, which leads right into element 2, the distortion.
Right. This is where the system breakdown happens. The distortion phase is described as this time when fear and these really controlling aspects of the ego, they just took over.
So knowledge itself became a problem.
Profound spiritual knowledge got perverted. It was misused as a weapon to control or manipulate other people.
What's so interesting there is how perfectly that maps onto a modern idea like spiritual bypassing.
It's the exact same pattern.
Using these advanced spiritual concepts to, justify being cruel or to avoid dealing with your own mess.
It's when someone says, oh, it's all just divine timing, so I don't have to apologize for how I treated you, or I'm just vibrating higher than you, so your pain isn't my problem.
Right. Using a high-level idea to avoid real-world accountability. That is the distortion.
That's the essence of it.
Okay, so element 3, the guardians or the allies. These are the forces that step in to restore order. They essentially say, okay, enough. We will not let the entire system destroy itself.
And symbolically, these allies represent the voice of the healthy self within you. It's that deep, quiet knowing that warns you.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that warns you not to give in to anger or greed or to do something is just going to hurt you later on. It's your inherent ethical compass trying to get things back in balance.
Which brings us to the climax of the story, really. Element 4, the treaty. This is the line in the sand. In the myth, they call it an energetic boundary.
And the core rule of this boundary is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. It says, you can engage in the game of darkness if you choose, but you may not violate the free will of others. That one rule established boundaries as the non-negotiable principle. It means that even though conflict can exist, the ability for any individual to choose freedom, to choose truth, always remains protected.
And finally, that leaves element 5, the test. So the cosmic treaty is signed, but the challenge still remains for everyone on the ground.
The test is always active. It's active in your life right now. In any given situation, what do you choose? Truth or fear? Do you choose responsibility for what happens, or do you choose to blame others?
The huge cosmic war is just the backdrop.
It's just the backdrop for your daily choice.
So if we put all 5 of those elements together, we see this grand conflict isn't ancient history. It's a really clear reflection of the internal war we're all fighting every day between the healthy self and the fearful ego.
And that leads us straight to layer C. If that's the story, how do we bring that treaty right here into our living room, into our daily choices?
This is where it gets really practical. The source material suggests a profound idea. The treaty in the legend is the same thing as the covenant in your own heart. And we've pulled out 3 critical applications from that.
Okay, application 1. The treaty is boundaries. It's that simple. Just like the myth has these no-fly zones for manipulation, you have to draw clear, specific personal lines to protect your own self-worth and your mental health.
People often see boundaries as these hostile walls, a way to push people away.
Right, like they're aggressive.
But the sources define them so much better. They call boundaries a fortress of self-respect. They're built to protect what's inside, not just to isolate you.
I love that distinction. A wall is just rigid, it keeps everything out, good and bad. But a fortress is intentional. It defines what's non-negotiable inside. And it has gates you can open on your own terms.
So when you say no to something because you need to protect your rest time,
you are actively fulfilling your personal covenant. You are defining what is essential for your own well-being.
And you have to communicate them, right? A boundary you don't communicate is just a secret expectation.
That's a very powerful point, yes.
Okay, application 2. The treaty is values. The mythical alliance has shared rules, principles that define who they are. You need the same thing, core values. What you stand for, even when no one is watching.
This is your personal promise. It's defining for yourself, this is what I will do, and this is what I will not do. For instance, you could make a covenant with yourself that says, I will not participate in gossip because I need to keep my own mind clear.
Or choosing honesty even when you know it might cost you something in the short term, like a promotion or social status. That decision is your ethical operating system in action. You're upholding your inner covenant.
Exactly.
And application 3. The alliance is repeated choices. This one connects to a big topic people are often curious about, which is timeline shifting.
Ah, yes. The idea that you can just suddenly jump to a better timeline.
Right, but the sources are really clear on how that actually works. It's not magic. It's not one big ritual. It happens by the relentless, sometimes boring act of making the same correct choice repeatedly.
Every single time you choose not to snap back in anger when someone provokes you. Or every time you choose to get up and work on your goals even when you feel lazy and resistant.
Yeah.
You're casting a vote.
You're literally voting for your new self.
Yes.
So it's the 1,000 tiny, consistent choices that add up to the big change. That consistency, that's the real mechanism.
And that really brings us to the single crucial question for you to ask yourself. What covenant will you make with yourself today so you don't leave yourself behind? That is the ultimate Layer C application of this entire legend.
Now, we have to talk about the risks. This kind of deep information, if you misuse it, can definitely lead to fear and confusion. So we need a quick safety protocol to avoid the 3 main pitfalls here.
Risk 1 is the fear loop. This is so common. You listen to these cosmic disaster stories, and it just leads to anxiety. And then what happens? You consume more of it, trying to feel safer, but it only makes the distress worse.
It's a downward spiral.
Absolutely.
So the solution is…
If your heart starts racing or your stomach clenches, just stop. Stop consuming that material immediately. Ground your body, focus on your breath, and break the cycle. You are consciously choosing Layer C, self-regulation, over Layer A, which is just drama.
Okay, risk 2, the two-sides trap. This is the pitfall of intellectual arrogance. You start labeling people in your life as dark or light, thinking you're superior because you have this special knowledge. But wait, if the legend describes a war between light and dark, why shouldn't we try to identify the enemy?
Because the deepest source of a conflict is always internal. The true enemy is what the sources call inner defilement, or kilesa. For a secular view, think of it as your habitual inner knots, the defensiveness, the envy, that sudden spike of judgment. These legends are symbolic maps of consciousness, not a license to hate or divide the world. The war is inside.
And that leads to risk 3, the hero complex. This is where you feel you have to save the world, and you start forgetting basic life maintenance.
Forgetting to wash the dishes, neglecting your family, letting your health slide because your cosmic mission feels more important.
The solution to that one?
The sources are remarkably grounded on this. The best, most effective way to save the world is to maintain internal balance. Be ruthlessly responsible for the small duties right in front of you. That daily duty, that's the real front line.
So to check if you're using all this information correctly, the result should always be these 3 golden rules. You become calmer, you become humbler, and you become more responsible. If you're not getting those 3 results, you need to change your approach.
And we want to leave you with a concrete tool for this, a 5-minute protocol for when you run into confusing or scary information in the future. We call it the Conflict to Clarity Protocol.
This helps you get out of that mental confusion, back into your body, back into self-trust.
Step 1 is ground. It's a physical reset, slow breaths, 4 counts in, 6 counts out. Repeat it 6 times, feet on the floor, get out of your head and into your body.
Step 2, label. Ask the framework question. Is this information A, myth, B, model, or C, practice? If you don't know, that's fine. Just label it information pending verification and refuse to judge it. Uncertainty is a safe place to be.
Step 3, reality check. Ask those golden rule questions we just talked about. Did this make my heart calmer or more fearful? Did this make me more responsible or more blaming? Let your body's response tell you if the information is useful or not.
And finally, step 4, 1 action. Choose one small, immediate action that gives you a tangible feeling of control. Tidy your desk, turn off the screen, go outside for 5 minutes, hug someone you love, something real and immediate.
That is how you win the mythical war in real life. By fighting internal fear and taking radical responsibility for your choices, not by memorizing star charts.
So before we sign off, take just 3 minutes right now and try the personal covenant exercise. You don't even need a pen, just open your notes app or hold it in your mind, 3 short lines.
First line, what you will not abandon about yourself, this is your integrity. It could be, I won't fake a smile when I'm hurting, or I won't let anyone take advantage of my rest time.
Second line, the boundary you will maintain this week, be specific. I will not respond to work emails after 8 p.m. Or I'll shut off social media 1 hour before bed.
And third, one small choice you'll make in the next 24 hours as evidence that you keep this promise to yourself. This choice makes it real.
At the end of the day, the legend of Cosmic War is here to remind us of the war within our own minds. And the only thing that can truly end that internal conflict is the covenant you make with yourself today. So honor it.
Next time, we're going to be diving into records and transmission. We'll explore how this ancient knowledge gets passed down, why codes and rituals were used to protect it, and how we can decode that wisdom without becoming superstitious.
Until then, honor your heart's covenant. We'll talk to you next time.